More and more people are getting IBS and stomach problems, but I really believe that there is a connection between your level of confidence and your level of how you get things done, in connection to how your body responds in the physical aspect when it comes to disease, illnesses, or problems with your organs. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another amazing, beautiful, spiritual, healing, proactive, getting it together type of day. I am your girl Shay, and welcome to Sips with Shay. I actually am sipping today, okay? Sometimes I have my tea, sometimes I don't, but the conversation is always something for you to sip on. Can we say that? Today I am feeling very clear-minded, and I want to give acknowledgement to the tea. Can I tell you what I'm sipping on today? Your girl is sipping on some St. John's Wort with gotu kola and licorice root to really harmonize and also combine those herbs together. The dominant herb is St. John's Wort, the complementary herb is gotu kola, and then the herb that's just going to help it travel through the body in a harmonizing way is that licorice root. And the reason why I love this tea and why it's in such an agreement with the topic at hand is because it deals with the spine, it deals with the nerves, it deals with the spleen, and this is where confidence resides. So this is really a good tea. If you're interested in this tea, let me know. It is very powerful. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say it tastes sweet. Now it does have a very subtle sweetness because the licorice root is cooked licorice root, it's not raw, but this tea is really good for anybody who has an overactive or overstimulated nervous system, or if you have bipolar problems, if you feel frantic, anxiety, anything of that. St. John's Wort is better than Prozac, as they say. This is definitely the tea you want to have. So let's dive into the topic at hand, because I am on a roll. Spirit has me focused on confidence, and I'm realizing that confidence plays such a big role in everything that you do. You can't do nothing until you have confidence. So let's go dive in. So in my last video, I had spoke about, confidence and how it's an interdependent notion before it becomes self-confidence, right? And I believe that a lot of people really think that they just build self-confidence out of nowhere. And you don't, you really don't. It has to be instilled in you first. And then from there, you build off of that, and then it becomes a self-confident thing. You get what I'm saying? Now you can go out into the world and you can find things that help build on what was already created. But if something wasn't created, then now you don't really know where to build on. So I do have some notes, and I just want to give you an insight on how confidence affects your third chakra, but also how confidence and guilt are tied together. Because I'm reading a book, right? And in the book, it speaks about how you first deal with confidence in a way of how you are treated by your parents, how you are treated by society. Like, you learn certain things by nature and nurture. You get what I'm saying? Now, what the book said that I found really interesting is it tied confidence and guilt. And it basically elaborated on the concept that a lot of people feel guilty when it comes to being confident. A lot of people feel that they don't deserve to be confident in themselves, because there are two beliefs that are circulating in their mind. One is subconscious and the other is conscious. The subconscious is something happened in the past lives, something happened with your ancestors, something has trickled down in the bloodstream. And then the conscious is, I myself have done something wrong, or I myself has created something that made me feel like a problem. You get what I'm saying? So I want to give you the definition from the etymology of the word confidence, and then I want to break that down for a second. So confidence is assurance or belief in the goodwill It also means firmly trusting. So that's what confidence means. Now, when you say self-confidence, then we can restate that as assurance or belief in self, right? Firmly trusting in self. But confidence as its own is just assurance or a belief, a concept, a knowing on the goodwill. And what is that goodwill? Whatever you make it, whatever you choose to make a goodwill. If you have confidence that you won't get the job, that's your goodwill. If you have confidence that things are going to work out, that's the goodwill. But confidence in its own self is firmly trusting. And a lot of people really do not have firm trust in themselves. And one of the reasons why they don't have firm trust in themselves is because that trust wasn't instilled, or when it came to them trusting themselves, somewhere in their life, an adult, an authority figure, or someone they looked up to, or someone they didn't even know, tampered with that ability for them to trust themselves. And as they developed in life to become an adult, that moment has never been reprogrammed. They still think about the moment when they did trust themselves and how that was touched, and now they choose not to continue to trust themselves moving forward, right? And a lot of us really deal with that. I know for me, there was a moment, a big moment that really altered my life, where I knew that I was capable of doing something. I knew it. I felt it. Spirit guided me. I was meeting angels, and there was a person of a dominant figure in my life who really altered my ability to trust in myself. And from that point up until 30, I have been battling. That was at 21. I have been battling with my self-confidence. I would do things here and there to build my self-confidence, but it was always like the root was, I don't think I'm really capable. And it showed up in my life. It showed up in every aspect. I wouldn't complete things. I would procrastinate. I would self-sabotage. I would do more for everybody. But once it became time for me to do for me, and maybe you can relate to this, I started to get tired. I started to get weary. I started to feel like it was such a hassle to get things done for myself. And when it was time for me to get things done for other people, it was like I had all this energy. And that's when I realized my level of self-confidence has been tainted, because the person who was supposed to instill confidence in me did not instill it in a way where I felt safe and secure in it. You get what I'm saying? So how does this tie to guilt? Well, guilt, as you know, I'm doing the etymology of the word. Guilt deals with the failure of duty, right? It is something you pay, excuse me for the door, you know, people be slamming the doors and stuff. But anyway, I digress. Guilt deals with failure of duty, to pay for, or a debt, right? A lot of us feel guilty for doing for us because we feel like we failed at something. We failed at completing something. We failed at doing something. Some of us really feel like we are a failure in life. So whatever we do is not going to be good enough. We always find the imperfection before we see the good in something. We're always prepared for the other shoe to fall, or something to get messed up, before we really just embrace that we actually did something good. Right? When I looked up guilt and I saw the word debt, or to pay for, I thought about ancestral connections. How in my last video I said a lot of us are battling with our self-confidence, and it has nothing to do with us as a person in this life. Some of us are battling and we have to pay for, or we have a karmic debt, i.e. if you want to know if you have a karmic debt, you can download or you can purchase the Numerology book that I have created. It's an ebook. It is priced at $11.11. She cute. And it basically teaches you if you have a karmic debt. And if you do, that would give you a jump start on where to start, because some of us really do have a debt that we have to pay that has nothing to do with us. Some of us are battling in areas of our lives, and it's like no matter what happens, no matter how many times we pray, no matter how many tarot readings we get, it's just that one area seems to be so stuck and stagnant. And I want to tell you, it may not be you per se. You may be the one who has to break it, but it may not be due to your actions or you as a whole. It could be something that happened in your past life. It could be something that your mother did, your father did, your grandmother did, and now you have to literally work. You have to focus. You have to spend time. You have to nurture. You have to be gentle with yourself in breaking that or paying for that debt that had nothing to do. Now, let me break down guilt, because guilt is a feeling or a belief. It is a feeling that can take over you, and it is a belief that has been planted into you, whether you know it or not, right? And there's two ways to look at guilt. There's the subconscious and there is the conscious. The subconscious is more so the ancestral, and the conscious is more like I did something. And the way that I like to look at guilt is in two ways. It's one, I have done something wrong, or I am the cause of something going wrong. And a lot of us feel that we are the cause of something wrong. Oh, he didn't want to be with me, I must have done something. Oh, the job doesn't want me, I must not be good enough. We are taught that we are not good enough from being in school. You know, you run a race where you're not the fastest, but this person is, right? We're shown this in life. We're gonna go with another candidate. You just didn't fit the requirements. It has a way of messing with your confidence, whether you know it or not. And these are beliefs, because the reality is there's nothing wrong with you, and you did not cause anything wrong. Some of us be wanting to fit in every area, in every situation in life, that you don't need to be in everything. And sometimes when you want to be in everything, life will show you like that's not where you belong. And if you're mindful, then you'll realize, okay, I just don't belong there. I'm not the problem and I didn't do anything wrong. I just don't belong there. Let me find out where I belong. But like I said, guilt is a feeling or a belief. So guilt will make you believe that, oh, I did belong there, but they just didn't want me. You get what I'm saying? You see how the mind can play tricks on you? So let's go a little deeper into how guilt, self-confidence plays into the third chakra. Now, the third chakra is considered the solar plex chakra. It is, I like to call the third chakra the happy chakra. Why? I think it's because it's yellow. It's just, I don't think you can really see yellow and be angry. It's just such a big, it's like the sun, right? It is so bright, it's so fun, it's so exciting, it's so enthusiastic, it's so like, I want to think, I want to imagine, I got the power, I can do it, I want to learn everything. Now, with that chakra, how does guilt and confidence either destroy or uplift that chakra? Let me explain. In this chakra, it deals with the ability to think. In this chakra, you learn how to think for yourself, you gain your willpower, right? If your confidence was not established in your root chakra, right, which is, this is safe, I am capable, I am, you know what I mean? I can achieve. When you get to your third chakra, which is, I can think for myself, I can come to reasoning, you're going to have more thoughts, more evidence of moments when you were younger of feeling like a problem, feeling like you couldn't do it, feeling like it wasn't in you. If your parents didn't instill in you from your root chakra that this is a safe environment, you're capable, you can do it, you know, if you fall off that bike, get back on it because you got it. If they kind of just coddled you to the point where it's like, no, you don't have to do it, just stop. You know, if they didn't maneuver you through the bumps and hurdles of life, then when you get in your third chakra, you will realize that you don't complete a lot of things. You will realize that your thinking is more as a pessimist than as a positive person. You will realize that you get into situations where instead of you achieving and going and really taking things on headstrong, you're more timid. You're more, I don't know, your thinking is more dark. It's not as bright as it should be, right? And what I think is interesting is when I found out that guilt is a belief, a belief or a feeling, I thought about, the way that the mind can play a trick on you. So much can be going good in your life, and your mind can play a trick on you and make you think that something bad is about to happen because you're not really deserving of all these good things. Because remember when? And I had to realize, let me just give you a little nugget. One of the main ways to build self-confidence is to do more things and have an inventory of moments where you did something that boosted your confidence, so that when you have those dark, daunting thoughts, you can go back and check and be like, okay, well, this is my reality. This is what I believe, but the reality is I did overcome this. I did do this. I did complete this. Now, we're living in a time where, if you've noticed, I don't know if you have, but on Instagram, everybody is talking about inflammation. Everybody is talking about gut problems. Everybody is talking about IBS, Crohn's, bloating, constipation. And I was curious, like, why are so many people talking about this? You know, like, this has been around for a minute, but why is it so big now? And I also realized that a lot of people are not as confident as they display. See, the third chakra deals with the region up here. It deals with the stomach, the spleen, the liver, the gallbladder, right? It deals with all of that. When you're and what's also in that region is the intestines, the small and large, you know, the colon deals, you know, the root chakra. All of that is like further down, but that's also where your confidence gets built. It's like your confidence grows with you, right? So if it's stifled in your third, well, then now we understand why you have liver problems and bile back up, and why your gallbladder is weak, and why you have nervous. Understand certain things because your confidence is now showing you in a physical ailment, a physical disease, a physical problem of something that was an internal thought, an internal feeling, an internal belief has now manifested into a physical ailment. A lot of people battle with self-confidence, and I think that they really don't know because they're always doing. But the moment they stop, they realize I'm really not as confident as I present myself to the world to be. I'm going to do another video on how to build the confidence, how to build self-confidence, but I wanted to show you in this video how confidence and guilt tie together and how they resonate in the third chakra. Now, I do want to give you a little bit of a solution because that's just what I do. Work with building your self-confidence in this way, because in the last video I said talk to your parents, but now I want you to do something more personal. I want you to literally write down all the times that you've done something that boosted your confidence. I don't care if it was something small. I don't care if it was you made a tea and it came out perfect. You learned how to ride a bike. You learned how to braid. You finished a book. You did a mile run. I don't care what it is. Make a list of 10 things. And in each thing, you know, each of those 10 things, I want you to really breathe into it. Like, wow, I really completed this. I really did this. And whenever you have a moment of feeling doubtful or feeling like I'm not confident in this, I want you to literally go back and think about one of those 10 things and really just repeat it consistently. Like, I finished this book. It was a hard book to finish, but I finished it. I was confident in myself. Like, pour into that one thing. Make it as big as you need to make it. For me, what really boosted my confidence was when I did a ride on the bridge. I was biking on the bridge and it was hard for me. It was really hard. And I was like, but I could do it. And I started talking to myself and I started talking to my little self, because confidence also, like I said, confidence grows with you. So as an adult, you should have a certain level of confidence that you may not have had as a child, right? But there's parts of you that are still stagnant as an adult, and your younger self still is within you. And that younger you still needs the push, the congratulation, the champion, the approval, the acceptance, the energy to know, like, okay, we did it. You know what I mean? There's still a part of me that I still connect to, and I'm like, her name is Sheikah, and I'm like, Sheikah, you could do it. And when I was pedaling up that bridge, I was like, come on, we almost there. And when you talk to her, or when you talk to him, your younger self, they really do speak back, because I heard her say, I'm getting tired. I heard her say, I'm getting tired and this is hard. And I was like, but we could do it. But we could do it, and we're gonna do it, and I'm with you. And some of us really need to speak to that part of us that is afraid. Some of us really need to speak to that part of us that really still feels like they're not capable, they're not confident, they're not strong. That is the part of you that is still stuck. And you need to nurture that part, not be rough, because I could have been like, all right, you stop complaining. But what I chose to do was I giggled with her. I said, look at us. You know, I played with her. I said, now when we're done, I'm gonna get us like a vegan ice cream, because you also need to celebrate yourself when you overcome these blockages, these challenges that were placed in your route of development. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our self-confidence by writing 10 things that we have overcome that build our self-confidence. And then as the adult, when we overcome these things, we're going to congratulate ourselves with providing us with something that makes us feel good, because it's important to reward your inner child. It's important to reward yourself when you do great things. If you have enjoyed this video, do like, subscribe, comment below. If you know somebody who would love this video, share it. And until next time, peace.